So the countdown is now on for this year's Mandela Day walk as well as run, happening on the 16th of July. The race begins at the Houghton Primary School and follows the route Mandela used to exercise when he lived in the area. Now, for more on this year's edition is Gushwell Brooks. He is the head of the Mandela Run. Just to speak to us about this year's run, Gushwell, good morning and thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Weekend Report. So from an organizational point of view, from a preparation point of view, we are essentially 7 days away from the run as well as the walk. Talk to us about how things are going at the moment, how the entries are also looking like.
Good morning and good morning to everyone watching. It's going very well. Of course, as you know, organizing such a major event, is quite taxing actually. But many corporates have come forward as an example. Many group entries have also come through. However, there's space available, and if people would like to participate, the easiest way for them to join would be www.mandeladay.com, and all that you have to do, in fact, I'm navigating the site now as we speak, is you go to a section that says, what can I do? And as you scroll down, you'll see the Mandela Day Houghton Run, which is obviously on the 16th of July, just 2 days before Mandela Day.
Talk to me about how the entries are looking like at the moment. What is the target reach in terms of entries?
If I'm not mistaken, we're looking at between 3,000 and 5,000 entrants. 3 different routes, being the 5-kilometer, which I will be doing with my family. And then there's the 10-kilometer route as well as the 21-kilometer route. And it's also a registered race, so in other words, for competitive runners, those that want to participate on the day, and accumulate their times or have their times recorded, they would also be able to participate on that particular basis. I know that there are some prizes as well for the top performers. So I think all kinds of reasons for people to participate. But as you asked, in terms of the entries, the number of people that have come through, quite a large number of people have come through, and we from the Nelson Mandela Foundation, really, this is a great opportunity to as a build-up and a lead-up to Mandela Day, obviously on the 18th of July, to further spread the message around the work that we are doing.
So someone at home is watching this interview. You spoke about the 5-kilometer distance, the 10, as well as the 21-kilometer distance. So someone watching is asking themselves, how taxing is this route? Is this an easy route to maneuver? Talk to me about that.
It is. I mean, even for a first-time walker / runner, I would then say, try out the 5-kilometer run. Just to give you an indication, my 3 children are aged 8, soon to be. In fact, it will be my eldest son's birthday on the day, so he'll be 9. I have a 7-year-old as well as a 5-year-old. And last year it was an 8-kilometer route. There was a bit of complaining, but we managed to finish it.
So, 10 years in, right, the 10th edition of the Mandela Day, Mandela Walk, Mandela Run, it really has been a long journey to this 10-year edition. How do you reflect on the past 10 years?
Yeah, just to clarify, it's been 10 years. This is the 10th year remembrance since Madiba's passing. So we're using this as a year to remind everyone through our call to action that his legacy lives on through us, right? The legacy lives on through you. It's the 2nd edition of the Houghton Walk and Run. And I think this is also a nice opportunity for us to, beyond, the really substantive, deep-rooted work that we are doing at the Nelson Mandela Foundation, just to reflect. I think, for me, the walk is a great opportunity for community to get together. As you know, living in a very cosmopolitan metropolitan city like Johannesburg, also often, despite the fact that there are millions of us and we surround each other, unfortunately we don't have the strongest sense of neighborliness. And this is a wonderful opportunity for people to get together, to meet their fellow residents, not of the city or the neighborhood itself. But beyond that, I think the one thing that stands out for me also is that it's also reflective of Madiba and his love for walking, his love for exercise, and getting the community involved in that particular aspect. And as I mentioned, it's a wonderful opportunity then for us to use that as a keystone event in the build-up to Mandela Day, which is focused on the long-term and sustainable goal of dealing with global climate change as well as food insecurity.
And before I let you go, Gushwell, would you say that the ultimate aim is also to make this walk, this run, a major recreational event, a major social event that will, attract many athletes, whether these are professional athletes or just, athletes that just, compete for, social matters? Is that the ultimate aim, to just include everyone and not just elite athletes and just people who just compete for the sake of it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly as you stated. That 5-kilometer route, as I mentioned, I'll be taking my young family along with me. They'll be participating. There's the 21-kilometer race for those that are a little more far fitter than myself and a little more athletic. So it's across the board. It's also a beautiful showcase of everyone coming together, of course. A number of, again, a clear indication of how civil society and business and government and everyone else can work together, from Baldwin Sport to Discovery Vitality, Brand SA, to Mahindra, Visual Tactic, the security company, Clover, Power FM, INX, Prime, Superbets. Major partnership across the board, spanning media, to sports companies, all the way through to security companies, motoring companies. As you can see, a massive conglomerate coming together and making this a reality.
Gushwell Brooks, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Weekend Report. Gushwell Brooks is, of course, the head of Mandela Run, the Mandela Run that is taking place 7 days from now, the 16th of July, starting at the Houghton Primary School, and using that route that Mandela used to use while he was an avid walker. And, of course, we know that he has a background of boxing, right? The former President Nelson Mandela.